Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this computer right here. Now this is a pretty rare computer. It is a Medion MT6 and this computer I got it from a friend for $13, which isn't a bad deal, especially when you consider the amount of parts that are in here. Or I really shouldn't say the amount, but the specifications. So before we turn the system on and see what it can do, let's just take a quick look at the computer and try to make this video kind of quick. So in the front we have a CD rewritable drive, which is right there, CD-RW. And then down here it says DVD-ROM drive. However, I have replaced it with a DVD rewritable drive instead of just a DVD reader. And the reason is because the DVD-ROM drive, which I'm assuming is the original of this computer, would always get stuck on these two tabs whenever you open it. However, with this new drive, it doesn't do that. Dumb case design. And then if we look down here, there's a button right here. If we push that, the sliding door comes down to reveal the front port. So we have a SD card reader, compact flash card, memory stick, smart media card, and then we have our game port, bunch of audio stuff, composite, I believe this is output, and S-video output, 3 USB 2.0 ports, and a 5-wire port, and a spot to add a floppy drive. Although, in order for it to look right, you would have to find like a silver floppy drive. Because I don't think a black would look very good in this spot. On this side of the computer, there's nothing interesting except for the Medion logo and some air vents underneath of this for the CPU to get fresh air from and to exhaust out the hot air. So on the back here we have the power supply. Now this isn't the original one. The original one died on me, where it was making a bad ticking noise whenever you would turn it on, and it would prevent the computer from fully powering on. And I did look inside the power supply, and it appears that one of the capacitors was starting to let its acid stuff out, like it was leaking, and another one looked like it might have been exploded maybe. I don't know, it looked really weird. But anyway, so I have this replacement power supply. It's from AGI, while the original one was from FSB. And the only problem with this power supply is that no matter what, it runs its fan at full speed. And I don't know if it's because of the place that repaired this did something to where it always does that, but now the system is incredibly loud, and I could use my Corsair CX500 in this build, but that would be way too overkill for it, so I'll just deal with it. And then for ports, we have 2 PS2 ports, serial, parallel out, split of in and out, 2 USB 2.0 ports, Ethernet, FireWire, 2 different FireWire, and a bunch of audio stuff. And then in the expansion slots, just take a look down here, have our video card, which is 2 VGA ports, an S-video out, and a composite out. And then down here we have our modem card. So that is a quick overview of this system. So let's go over to my capture device and let's turn it on and see what it does. Alright, so I moved on to the capture card, which means that I am using a different microphone than my original one, so sorry for the quality. But basically, what we're going to do now is we're going to turn on the system, look through the BIOS, and then the original version of Windows XP that I put on this is now completely screwed. So I'm going to have to reinstall Windows XP and all of the drivers. So let's turn on the system, let's go into the BIOS. Alright, so now that we are in the BIOS, let's just take a quick look around here real quick. So we have our 3 hard drives right here. Actually, I don't know why I call them hard drives. We have our 2 DVD drives, one's a DVD writable, one's a CD writable. Then we have our Seagate 120GB hard drive, and the CMOS battery does still work, and that is the correct time. And for specifications, we have an Intel Pentium 4 at 2.6 GHz and 256 megabytes of DDR RAM. However, I do have some spare DDR RAM, and I think I am going to upgrade that before installing Windows XP, so I think it'll definitely be needed. Not sure how much this could take, but I would guess maybe 2 gigs of RAM, but I don't think I have that much available memory to put in there. So in here, just have our bootable devices, and this doesn't technically have USB booting support, but if you say that it's a USB hard drive, then it works perfectly okay. So if we go back here, there's really nothing that much interesting. I mean, you can overclock the memory, and I do have it overclocked to the maximum that it can accept, which is 333 megahertz. And this, I set the AGP aperture size to 256 megabytes, which is probably now a bad idea since that's how much memory that this system has. I'm assuming that's how much memory the video shares. So that's what I'm assuming that is. But if we look around the BIOS, there isn't anything much interesting. So yeah, let's try and load from the kill disk DVD that I have, and let's wipe this hard drive. Actually, I don't think there is a key to automatically boot, so I have to actually just go back in here and just choose. Okay, so it already is the CD-ROM drive. Okay, so let's just save and exit setup, and let's just let it do its thing. So it should start booting from the DVD drive, hopefully. Alright, so I did find a different disc. This is a D-band disc instead of a kill disc. Oops, I just dropped my microphone. And what I realized is that this D-band CD is actually a CD, not a DVD. So I can use the 100% reliable CD drive and load up the software. So hopefully it detected that, because I kind of ejected it when it was already starting to boot from whatever it could find. So hopefully it'll choose CD drive still, and it looks like it will. And it loaded correctly this time. So let's go to interactive mode. So this is going to take quite a bit to load. Alright, so we are in Derek's boot and nuke, and as you can see here, we have 4 different devices. These unrecognized devices are the SD card and the compact flash and the smart media and the other card. It's basically the card reader. So it just doesn't know what these are because there's nothing plugged into it. But here's our Seagate 120 gigabyte hard drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose the shortest method, because I just want to get this over with really quickly. And then turn that off. And then rounds 1. And then what we're going to do is we'll select this and then do that. So now that this is going to be wiping the hard drive, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but it says that it's going to take about 40 minutes to wipe. So I guess I'll be back with you in like 40 minutes. Alright, so now we are done with the D-band. It actually took about like 45 minutes, but now that we are done, what we can do is we can restart the computer. And then what we can do is we can install a fresh version of Windows XP. And the copy that I'm using is actually a genuine Microsoft copy, not a pirated version like what I usually do. So let's just go into the setup real quick. And first you take the CD out, and then go over here to my Windows XP Home Edition, and I should install Windows XP Professional, but I might as well use a genuine copy. So this is the Service Pack 2 edition, so let's put that into the CD drive since I'm 99% sure this is a CD. And let's save and exit setup. So now we should be booting into the Windows CD. And let's see here. And I can hear the CD drive spinning up. Alright, and it looks like that it is doing the setup as expected. And I am starting to notice that the left side of the screen is slightly cut off. I may adjust that. But yeah, I will be back with you when this Windows is done installing. Well, that is not a good sign. Apparently, somehow, the Windows XP genuine disk that I haven't even changed is apparently corrupted. So, I'm just gonna see if restarting the computer will make it any better. I don't know why I did that. This computer seems very finicky. Its CD drives and stuff seem very finicky. So let's try and load this again. And I did try to adjust the left side of the screen, but even if I adjust it, the W in Windows is still cut off, so I just left it like it is now. Alright, so it didn't give that error anymore, so I don't know what the problem was, but let's continue the installation. F8, I agree. So, can I find a previous version of Windows installed on your computer? Can you servers verify? Oh, so it's asking to verify that I had one of the previous Windows versions installed on here. So, what you do here is, because I have two drives, I can go over to my Windows 98 SE disk, because that is one of the disks that it does accept. It also accepts the Windows 2000 and a couple of other operating systems. So if I put this in and then hit enter, it should try and search for the DVD. And I know this DVD works, so should be able to get past this without any problem. Okay, so maybe it wants it to be in the same disk drive as the Windows XP installation disk is, so I guess I'll just do that. So let's try this again. Alright, it did work perfectly fine, so we can choose what to partition. We're obviously going to choose the hard drive, but what's funny is that we can choose any of the SD cards, or the compact flash card, or any card in the reader if there was a card. So now let's put in the Windows XP disk, and let's continue. It should format the hard drive as expected. Now I guess I'll come back to you when the Windows XP installation is done. Over here I have my drawer with CPUs, RAM, screws, and a bunch of cables. So in here in the RAM, let's see if we can find any. I don't think that's a DDR1 module. So I'm going to see if I can find any DDR1 modules in here. This is a PC 100 RAM stick. Let's see. That's some laptop RAM. No, what about this? This is PC. This is DDR2. Oops, I just dropped that. That's fine, I guess. I know I have some. I know I'll be able to have to find it. Let's see, is this memory stick DDR? Well, it doesn't really say, but I'm gonna take a gamble and say that it is. So I'm gonna see what other sticks I can find in here. Let's see, this is DDR3. This is a 256 megabyte stick, okay. And this is a DDR2, and this is 512 megabytes. So I know for a fact that this is a 512 megabyte stick. So I'm just gonna see. Yeah, the connectors look about the same. So in theory, if I put these in, it should be 1 gigabyte of RAM, but I don't even know if the system will support that. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put in one of these sticks, probably this one, because I'm not sure if this is DDR2, and I'm going to see if it works in here. So I pulled out the the original memory stick. It is this one right here, which is Samsung 256 megabytes, and I'm going to be putting in this new stick, and if you look closely on the chips, it does say DDR. I don't know if you could read that. There we go. It does say DDR, so this is a DDR1 stick. So hopefully when we stick this into the system that it will be recognized, and then if it is, we can try putting in 1 GB of RAM. I haven't looked up how much this motherboard actually supports, but I mean the model number of the motherboard is down there, and I believe it is an MSI board because of that N1996, but I'm just gonna YOLO it. So let's stick this memory stick in and see if the computer turns on. Alright, so I do have the RAM stick installed, and I did put it back in the original slot, which is slot 1. And over here you can take a look at the video card. I had to pull it out to get the memory out. It is a Geforce 4 Ti 4200. Not sure if I ever mentioned that, but this is an incredibly expensive card. Apparently is one of the better cards for Windows 98 gaming. So if I really wanted to, I could put this in a Windows 98 game machine, or, wow, voice crack, or I can make this computer a Windows 98 game computer. But what I was thinking is maybe replacing the graphics card with like a Radeon 9600 or a Geforce whatever card. I can't even think of one, but maybe put one of those cards in here and then make this my Windows XP gaming machine, and then stick this in a machine with maybe like a Pentium 3 or early Pentium 4. So let's put this graphics card back in and let's see if the computer works. Alright, so let's plug in the system here. Okay, so now let's turn on the system, see what happens. And it looks like we have a post. Oh, okay, well, I guess it won't go into BIOS, that's okay. Looks like it's gonna go straight into Windows XP, and I will switch to my capture device, but might as well not do that. So I guess in Windows XP we can look and see if our 512 megabytes of RAM is indeed detected. And there is no sound because I can't find the drivers for the integrated audio, so I guess if I want audio on this I will have to use a sound card. So let's take a look at the properties. And there we go, there is 512 megabytes of RAM along with the Pentium 4 at 2.6 gigahertz. So let's try and put in another 512 megabyte stick and see if the computer works. And I don't even know if this other 512 megabyte stick even works. Actually, I've tried this stick in a system before. This came out of my HP D220, which I still have, and it's right down there. It's just a case. There's nothing that interesting in it, but yeah. So let's put in the other 512 megabyte stick and let's see if the computer detects it. All right. So now that we have the new RAM stick in. Whenever I put it in, it made a not so great sounding like click, but that shouldn't matter as long as it works. So let's just plug in the power and let's turn on the system and see if it still works. Well, I forgot to plug in the VGA, but there are no beeps yet, so that's a good sign. You can hear the hard drive clicking. Let me try restarting the computer. Hear how loud this thing is. Interesting, no video signal. Well, I knew my luck wasn't gonna last that long. He's still working this. Ouch, pinched me. Alright. It's either the video card or the RAM, but I'm just gonna try taking out the RAM first. The system doesn't have any onboard video. I took out the 512 megabyte RAM stick, and what I did is I put back in the Samsung 256 megabyte stick that originally came with the system. So let's just plug it in and see if it works. And it seems to be successful. So let's just go into the BIOS this time. And there it is. 256 megabytes and 512 megabytes. And they run at the same frequency, which is indeed a good thing. So I guess this thing just doesn't support a full 1 gigabyte of RAM. Either that or this Kingston stick doesn't work anymore. And I don't have another 512 megabyte stick. All my other sticks are 256 megabytes. So while that's booting into Windows, I'm just gonna put this back in here. And I also looked to see if I had any Pentiums in here, Pentium 4s in here that would work correctly, or that would be compatible. But all I found was this Pentium 4 at 3 gigahertz with a 800 megahertz front side bus. Come on, focus. Please. Okay, well, it's a Pentium 4 3 gigahertz with an 800 megahertz front side bus. And I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't support anything higher than a 533, I believe. So, and I'm pretty sure a 2.6 to 3 gigahertz boost wouldn't impact that much on performance. So now that we have successfully loaded into Windows XP, let's go back to the capture card and let's do some tests.
at it. She make a nigga feel good when I look at it. I get goosebumps when I look at it. Oh, girl just wanna have fun with it. Oh, the girl just wanna have fun with me. These girls ain't really no good for me. Yeah. Da 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 da.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe. And I have a couple more computer video ideas that I'm going to be doing here in the following week. Or I'll probably actually make the videos for this following week, but I probably won't get them uploaded until next week, knowing how I am with my uploads. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and yeah, I have about 2 or 3 more computer video ideas, and then I'm going to probably run out of ideas unless if I find something new to make a video on. So hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe. I know this video probably wasn't very exciting, and it somehow managed to get very close to 30 minutes, but whatever. I'll see you guys next time.